all your needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
Hello and welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. This is Chase Hartzell, joined by Dalton Reed. And again, we are coming to you live from Bill Vining Arena. We've been having some audio difficulties, so if you're just tuning in with us or hearing us for the first time, once again, this is Battle of the Ravine at Ouachita Baptist University. An exciting matchup coming up tonight. In tonight's doubleheader, we start off with the women's matchup between the Reddies and the Tigers. And Dalton, it is going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, anytime you put the Reddies and the Tigers on any playing turf, it's going to be a great matchup. And these women, they're both vying for postseason play and for the conference tournament first weekend in March in Fort Smith. So really looking forward to teams in the thick of the GAC.
So this is the Capital Technology Group pregame show, and we're going to kick it to a new tradition here on the Capital Technology Group pregame show, and that is the Coach's Corner. So we'll go ahead and kick to that segment, but don't go anywhere. More of the pregame show is coming up right after this segment.
Hi, this is Cameron Boyd, and today I'm joined by Coach Nick Long. Thank you so much for tuning in to OSDN this evening, and this is Coach's Corner. Okay, so last time I talked with you, I kind of said how good of a game the Oklahoma Baptist game was, how they were able to pull that off. And then they went up against Southern Nazarene on Saturday, and they were in a very different position than OBU. They were coming off some losses, while OBU was coming off 3 wins. This ended up being a very hard-fought game, but the girls fell short just 1 point. So what do you think was kind of the storyline to this, or what made them, or what could have been improved to put them in that winning position?
So we just let them get comfortable early on in the game offensively, and where they, we were really passive and not dictating, what we were going to let them do or how we were going to defend, and we just kind of just said, oh, I hope you miss, and we'll go get the rebound. And they didn't miss. To their credit, I say we didn't shoot it great, but we shot it well. We shot it well enough, obviously, to still be in the game. But they shot about, I think it was 65-70% in that first quarter, and so at that point we just had to adjust to that, and we adjusted to it well coming out in the second half. And you see some shots go in, you're a little bit more comfortable, and so you make some tougher shots, and that, especially going into halftime, we were even at the 3-point line, which was something that if we were going to win the game, was something that we couldn't be even at the 3-point line. That was definitely where our advantage was, is our shooting, and so we had that to overcome. And we went out and we took a 5-point lead in the second half, and then 2 3-point leads in overtime that we should have finished off, and we just they made some plays, and we just did a couple of things that just kind of kept us from finishing the game off.
Yeah, and then like I said, they fought really hard. I mean, they took it to overtime. They were down by just 1, and almost I think that's more upsetting than if you lose by a lot, because they were so close. So how do you kind of, after such a big upset, how do you encourage your team to get back into the right mindset for the next game?
Oh, it's real easy when you flip it and we're playing Henderson in the next game. So that was an easy one to get everyone back back focused back ready for the next game. I say it's just coming in, fixing what our mistakes, what we made, because there's sometimes you just have to tip your cap, and they hit tough shot after tough shot, but that didn't feel like that was the case on Saturday, where we did some things just defensively out of our scheme, and things that just led to us losing the game, and then to lose it by 1, obviously that stings, because you look at a ton of like this play here, that play there, just would flip the game straight in your favor, and so that's always a tough one to swallow. But we got to get back up, do it again on Thursday, and just come back out ready to go.
And like you said, this is going to be Battle of the Ravine. So this is a big game. I mean, obviously we want to win, but we just want to beat Henderson. That's the main goal. And they're now 1 above us in the GAC rankings. So before we even talk about the stats, is there anything you kind of do to help prepare your team for such a big rival? Because I know this is like a very high pressure.
Yep. I was like, with being such an old team, they're kind of preparing me for it a little bit. My wife's told me all about the football games and just every game in general, and I've seen it through football and through volleyball so far this year. But this is gonna be the first one that I'm going to be in the middle of. So I said they've kind of done a really good job of kind of saying, all right, well here's how it's gonna feel, here's how it's gonna be, and I feel like they got the confidence in them to come out and be ready for this game. I know me and Coach Tyler, we've done a good job of building into that confidence for them to where big moments we don't really shy away from them. I say sometimes they don't go our way like Saturday, but we're ready for the next one when it comes.
Yeah, and then kind of when we were talking about Southern Nazarene, you talked about how their offense was very evenly spread, and I think Henderson's a little bit different in that it has like three main scorers. You have Natalie Cardenas averaging 19.8 points per game, Brynlee Huggins 14.9 points per game, and then Grayson Fairless 11.9 points per game. So, like I said, not evenly as spread, and their offense kind of goes through those three girls. So how do you adjust your game strategy to defend that?
I say with the way they run a dribble drive, based offense. So it's everything about their offense is just trying to get the ball down to the middle of the paint, and then Grayson does a lot of her damage on the offensive glass, and she averages. I know she's top 5 in the country in rebounds per game. She's probably, I don't know if she's leading the country in offensive rebounds, but she's in the top 5 in offensive rebounds a game as well, I'm sure. And so that's where she scores. We got to do a good job of boxing her out and making sure that when we rotate and cut her off, not to give little dump offs or anything like that to her. And then so Brynlee's she's a shooter. She can get really really hot at Oklahoma Baptist on Saturday. She hit 4 or 5 in the threes in the fourth quarter alone. There was the difference in that game because there was a 1-point game going in the fourth, and then she caught fire and they won the game by 17. And that's kind of their story. And then you get into Cardenas and how she plays, and she's just a really really heady player. She gets to her spots, and she gets to the foul line a lot, just like Madeline does. And so it's similar to us in a sense where we have three players that really are kind of the focal point, I guess you could say, in that thing. But we can do a good job in limiting those three. I feel like with the way that we're setting the game plan up.
And then just kind of when you're going into such a big game, is there a specific piece of advice you give the girls or something you tell them to kind of get them ready?
I say it's just go out there and have fun. I say we're still playing a game now. This one feels like it's a bigger game but it's just the next one when it comes down to it. I say it's the last game of the first half of conference season where you want to finish this half on a strong note. Get to 7-4, be in a good position. Close to securing a tournament spot already, and just keep building momentum heading into February for sure. Because I say you want to be playing your best basketball in February, March, and so. I say just keep building off of this, and I say everyone's important. I say just keep building to the next one though.
All right, and is there anything else you want to add before we get to the game?
I said no. I'm just excited about it. Should be a really fun atmosphere in here tonight. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Real excited to kind of to be here for that one and be involved in it for sure.
And your first Battle of Ravine game, so that'll be fun. Well, thank you for joining us today, and good luck against the Reddies. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in to OSDN. I've been Cameron Boyd, and this was Coach's Corner.
Thank you, Cameron and Coach Long, for that Coach's Corner segment. We are back live here on the Capital Technology Group pregame show. Chase Hartzell joined by Dalton Reed, and Dalton, tip-off is quickly approaching, so we're going to jump right into things and take a look at how we got here. These are the GAC standings heading into tonight. So in this round-robin style scheduling, tonight's matchup marks the last one in the first half. After this, it's all repeat opponents. And it's important to close it off on a strong note to send you into that second half of conference play. We'll take a look at some of the matchups that are wrapping up conference play around the GAC. These are tonight's matchups in the GAC. Of course, we mentioned Harding and Arkansas Tech earlier. And then you've got Southwestern and Northwestern playing Southern Nazarene, Oklahoma Baptist, all of these great rivalries. Battle of the Timberlands there between SAU and UAM. And of course, you've got Southeastern Oklahoma State at ECU. Again, all regional rivalries, all of those teams close to each other, all looking for bragging rights. But as you saw, there's a lot of traffic there in the middle of the GAC standings. So not only is it bragging rights that you're fighting for tonight, you're fighting for better standing in the GAC as a whole.
Yeah, better standing, and that standing comes into play going into the second half of this season, going into the part of the season where you're really vying for those top playoffs, top, I guess you could say, conference tournament spots for these lady teams. So very important, these games in the midway point have much importance when we get to February and March.
So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the breakdown of these two teams going into tonight's contest. Give you a little bit of a quick update on what's been happening for these two teams. Again, Henderson State right there in the top four, 11-3 overall, 7-3 in conference play. Ouachita 9-5 overall, but just one game back of the Reddies at 6-4 in GAC play. And really the difference so far has been the results of Saturday for Henderson State. Big win against Oklahoma Baptist in that game. Some of the main players who we'll talk about in depth a little bit later. Natalie Cardenas with 19, Brinley Huggins leading the way with 25 points in the victory against the Bison. And in that matchup, a lot of players contributing scoring, and of course, physicality, effectiveness from deep, key as always for Henderson State. For Ouachita, it was a heartbreaker last time out, an overtime loss for the Tigers, but some positives to take away from that one. It was a good one from Madeline Tipton, scored 25 points, shot 50% from both the floor and three, and went a perfect 11 of 11 at the line. That is not easy to do, but Tipton accomplished that feat. On defense, one of the highlights was Abby Harrison with 3 rejections against the Crimson Storm. And there you get a little bit of a brief look at how this matchup went last year. Now, the year before, in 2024, we saw 2 instant classics. Henderson State winning the game on the last possession in both matchups. But last year, Ouachita running away with it, winning by margins of 18 points and 22 points, respectively. Yeah,
it's one of those games where you can throw everything out. You have the stats you see on your screen right now, and it's a game that has so much meaning to it that it can be swept both year or through the year, or you could have a splitter. It's a very, very personal game, and I think that's going to show tonight.
Well, you see the stat comparison right there. These are 2 of the top 3 teams in scoring in the GAC. Also teams that tend to give up quite a few points as well. Defense going to be key on both sides tonight. Again, you see the high field goal percentages. For Ouachita, though, even though they allowed the 11th highest, they are ranked 11th in points allowed per game, allowed the second most in the conference. The field goal percentage allowed is actually the 4th best in the league at 38.6%. And so key is going to be limiting offensive rebounds for the other team, creating second opportunities. We're going to take a look at some of the leaders, and speaking of rebounds, one of the key players to watch in this one is going to be Grayson Fairless, Ouachita Baptist transfer, who is playing back at Bill Vining Arena for the first time. She leads the GAC with 12 rebounds per game, also 3rd in the country. You've got Natalie Cardenas leading the way in scoring for the Reddies. Lewis has been very effective at the free throw line. And a notable performance from last time out, Grayson Fairless with a double-double against the Bison, 12 points and 11 rebounds. And really quickly, before we do the starting lineups, Madeline Tipton, your leading scorer for the Tigers. Abby Harrison leading the team in rebounds and blocks. Heidi Robinson also shooting 94% from the line. And we mentioned Tipton's great game against Southern Nazarene. But now it is time for the starting lineups as presented by public address announcer Dr. Casey Model.
Ravine. At this time, we invite you to stand for our national anthem. And now introducing the starting lineup for the Henderson State University Reddies. Junior guard from Mesquite, Texas, number 3, Natalie Cardenas. Junior guard from Allen, Texas, number 5, Sam Bassan. Senior guard from Pangburn, Arkansas, number 11, Brindley Huggins. Senior forward from Mena, Arkansas, number 20, Grayson Fairless. And sophomore guard from Mount Vernon, Arkansas, number 21, Marley Raby. The head coach of the Reddies is Jill Thomas. The assistant coaches are Christina Harvey and Cole Cocroft. And now, Tiger Nation, let me hear you roar! This is the starting lineup for your Washita Tigers! Sophomore guard from Sheridan, Arkansas, number 11, Caden Porter! Senior forward from Hot Springs, Arkansas, number 2, Audrey Winfrey. Senior guard from Bologna, Arkansas, number 23, Madeline Tipton. Senior guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas, number 30, Heidi Robinson. And senior forward from Hernando, Mississippi, number 32, Abby Henderson. The head coach of the Washita Tigers is Nick Long. The assistant coach is Tyler Doyle. Tonight's officials are Barry Higginbotham, Keith Wells, and Lauren Thomas.
Well, with starting lineups out of the way, that officially brings the Capital Technology Group pregame show to a close. The time for talk is over. Now all that's left to do is battle. This is Battle of the Ravine 2026, Part 1, in this special edition of Tiger Basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Both teams heading to the floor, lining up at midcourt for the Reddies. It's the former Tiger Grayson Fairless, and lining up for Washita, it is going to be the senior forward Abby Harrison. Ball is up and we are underway. Henderson State wins the tip. Sam Bassan takes it for herself. Now is going to dump it off to Cardenas, the leading scorer for the Reddies, trying to drive the right side, loses control, and the Tigers force a turnover on the first possession of the game.
Yeah, that's very important. Washita being able to force turnovers from the Reddies. Quick offensive possession there, comes up empty-handed.
Heidi Robinson with the ball. She passes it off to Madeline Tipton, trying to pass it down to Harrison, who's down low. Posting up, kicks out. Robinson, contested three, falls. Tigers draw first blood.
That inside-out action, the Tigers have worked it successfully all year.
Brindley Huggins hesitates for a second, thought about shooting. Instead, she's going to drive, draws contact, no foul. Ball bounces around a bit, Tigers come away with it. Porter in transition for Washita. She drives straight to the hoop, guarded by Raby. It's off the side. Second chance opportunity for the Tigers. Robinson kicks it down low to Harrison. She draws contact, and she's headed to the line for our first two free throws of the contest.
Great offensive possession there. An offensive rebound allows Washita to get second chance, and now they have a chance at the charity stripe.
So Marley Raby is charged with the foul, and here comes the first free throw from Harrison. Nothing but net. Harrison originally from Hernando, Mississippi, a Tiger both in high school and college. And she'll go 2 for 2 on this trip to the charity stripe.
A quick offensive start here for the Tigers.
Cardenas in the corner, pulls the trigger. It's off to the right side. Fairless grabs the board, goes straight back up, finds her way through for 2.
And one thing that's going to be important tonight is Grayson Fairless's body control. She has great body control, so she's able to execute on the block.
Robinson on the other end for the Tigers. Harrison thought about setting a screen instead. Robinson drives left. Back to Harrison in the middle now. On the left block, she'll kick it out to Tipton. Lots of traffic. Tipton tries to shrug it off, puts up a shot, but it will not fall. Reddies take it the other way. Huggins on the wing. Going to drive over towards the middle, kicks it to Raby. Raby, bounce pass down low. Double team on Fairless. So the Rays forced to kick it out and reset. Now Raby again going up. It's a tough shot, won't go, but Fairless is right there for the offensive board. Huggins, second chance opportunity. This one will not fall, although she is leading the conference in made threes per game this season at 2.9. Robinson in transition draws the foul, and she'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, in transition there, she's able to get the ball out quickly and not get the shot to fall, but get the contact, and that's 2 quick fouls here on the Lady Reddies early.
This foul is charged to number 5, Sam Basson. Robinson makes her first shot at the charity stripe, as we mentioned on the pregame show, a 94% shooter from the free throw line this year. One of the best not only on this Ouachita roster, but in the entire conference, proving why right there, going 2 for 2. Tigers lead by 5. Reddy's looking for an answer. Cardenas pump fakes. Now driving towards the middle. Got a foul called. It's a block. The shot counts, and Cardenas has a chance for one more.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a physical game coming into it, as we have like you said, a blocking foul there, but the physicality really proving itself early in this one.
Foul is called on Caden Porter, her first and the team's first. Now Cardenas trying to finish off the three-point play. Free throw won't go. Board by Winfrey, and the Tigers with a chance of their own on offense on the other end. Robinson with a pull-up jumper from mid-range, and the Tigers get those 2 points right back.
Yeah, quick release there from Robinson from 18.
Huggins, quick to fire away. It's off to the right side. Tipton right there for the defensive board. Winfrey taking it in transition. She drives all the way down to the left block, kicks it out to Robinson. We know she can fire away from deep as well. Chooses to drive to the hoop, gets the bucket, and the foul.
Yeah, great offense there from Ouachita. You don't take the three, you kick it inside, go up, get the contact, work through that contact to get the basket.
We have our first substitution of the game for the Tigers. That is Samantha Watson checking in, taking over for Caden Porter. Robinson trying to finish off three-point play here. And she does just that. Three-point play and a perfect 3-for-3 start for the charity stripe for her. Reddy's moving it around now. Jayla Lewis has checked into the game for Henderson State. Higgins going to draw contact, and she'll head to the line for 2 free throws.
There's been a lot of contact in this game earlier, like I mentioned previously. We knew it was going to be a physical game coming into this one, and that has proven itself as we've had multiple trips to the charity stripe already.
So the Reddies are going to clear the lane here for the first free throw. Huggins' first shot will fall. Second one just as good as the first. It's once again a 6-point contest. Watson dumps it off to Winfrey, straight back to Watson. Tigers content to move it around the perimeter, looking for something to open up. Tipton kicks it to Robinson. This one from deep three-point range. It's a bit short. Shot goes out of bounds, and the Reddies will take over possession. Cardenas bringing it up the floor. Dumps it off to Riley Samples. Now to Huggins. We'll see if the Reddies try to go for an outside shot here or keep trying to go inside. Lewis has it. She drives in for the mid-range jumper and gets it to fall.
She had the opportunity for the three, drove it in, and got the floater.
First points of the night for the sophomore from Houston, Texas. Winfrey kicks it to Tipton. Stutter step. Now back to Winfrey. Harrison decides to go back to Winfrey. Shot clock dwindling down to 8 seconds. Watson trying to create some space. Robinson going to have to fire away with a deep three. Gave her too much space, and the triple will fall.
Yeah, her second three of this contest.
Almost lost the handle on the ball. Instead, Lewis going to pull up from the baseline. Shot is offline, bounces out of bounds untouched, and it's Tiger basketball. Fans continuing to pile in as we near the midway point of tonight's contest. Tigers up by 7 early. Kick to Robinson, open again for 3. And again it's going to rattle around, and the former Marmaduke Greyhound gets the shooter's roll.
They're giving her too much space off that transition.
Cardenas trying to answer with a triple of her own. It's short. Tipton right there for the board.
Coach Long saying go. He wants this offense to move.
Robinson kicks it to Tipton for 3. And this one will fall just a bit short. And that dead ball will take us to our first media timeout of the evening with 4:32 remaining in the first quarter of play. Your score is Ouachita 18, Henderson State 8. This is a special Battle of the Ravine edition of Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena for more Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Your score coming out of the break, Tigers 18, Reddies 8. And Dalton, so far the difference has been Heidi Robinson. What a start, 16 points in just over 5 minutes.
Yeah, she's had 3 threes, only missed 1 from beyond the arc here, and she has really been an offensive weapon.
Cardenas drives in and gets a quick 2 for the Reddies out of the media timeout. Henderson into double digits. Now the Tigers back on the other end of the floor.
That 2 there from Cardenas stopped the 6-0 run for the Tigers.
Robinson, a little bit of a bounce pass that was offline, but Ouachita able to corral it. Robinson kicks it over to Winfrey. Contested shot is blocked by Cardenas. Raby in transition for HSU. She kicks it out to Samples. Huggins cutting across. Huggins decides to drive in and hits the contested shot from the left block. That cuts the lead back to 6.
That dribble drive offense has been successful for Henderson all year.
Watson waiting for a teammate to get open. Finds Robinson, kicks it down low. Posting up, that's Bree Hubbard trying to get around Fairless, and she does. Finishes with the left hand.
Great move there from Bree Hubbard to get around and almost under Fairless.
Raby kicks it over to Huggins. Huggins trying to body the defender. Back to Raby. Draws contact and is headed to the line for 2. Tiger fans a little upset there. They thought that there was some contact on Raby's behalf prior to the foul, but chance for 2 here for the Reddy guard.
Raby, the sophomore from Mount Vernon, Arkansas. Former Warhawk now calls herself a Reddy.
She'll go a perfect 2 for 2 at the line in this trip. Tigers taking it up now, trying to look for a response. Driving, right side to the right block, kick out to Winfrey. Now in the corner, trying to create some space. That's going to be Ruby Trammell, and she'll draw a blocking foul driving the baseline. 14th foul of the period for the Reddies. She's got to be careful moving forward. Robinson gets another triple to fall. Her 4th of the contest.
Yeah, they really have no answer for the Marmaduke native early.
And it was a nice move to create separation for that shot as well. Fairless kicks it out. Raby swings it to Cardenas. Bounces off her foot, she loses the handle, able to corral it just before it goes out of bounds. Time running short on the shot clock. Raby's gonna have to do something quickly, puts up a contested 3. It's short, Fairless there for the board. Goes up strong, gets the second chance points.
And that's what Grayson Fairless does. She gets the offensive rebound and converts it into points.
Second basket of the night for Fairless. Robinson driving through contact, gets it to fall. And if you can believe this, that's 21 points in the first quarter alone.
Heidi Robinson is on fire, and she was worked with some power there in the paint as she went up through the contact.
Senior has already had a game to remember. Cardenas trying to make it a game to remember for herself. Hits the contested 2 for her 3rd basket of the game.
Yeah, that brings Cardenas to 6 points on the evening.
Tigers taking their time, letting something develop. Trammell hesitates, now drives right side, draws contact, and she will head to the line for 2 shots. Foul will be charged to Brinley Huggins.
Trammell, the sophomore from Bergman. Very established high school ladies basketball program up there.
First shot bounces off the front iron, but hits the backboard and rolls right back in. That one will not fall for Trammell. The first miss of the night for the Tigers at the charity stripe. They made their first 6. 8-point advantage for the Tigers. Pull up from the elbow. That shot will not foul. Second chance opportunity. This one will go. Credit the 2 points to Macy Willis. Tigers on the other end. Watson able to skirt around the defender with some hesitation, but the shot won't go. Reddy's looking to cut into the deficit even further. Fairless posts up. Can't get the shot to go. Tipton with the rebound. Shot clock is dead. Tigers can hold for the last possession if they want it. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Tipton let the clock wind down, kicks it over. Trammell running out of time. Tipton right before the buzzer, and it's off to the right side. But the Tigers lead it by 6 after 1 quarter. Your score, Ouachita 26, Reddies 20. And if you can believe this, Robinson has outscored the Reddies by herself, 21 points in the first quarter. You're seeing some of her triples as we head into the break. This is Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Owned by Ouachita alumni, Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more in downtown Arkadelphia is a must-stop for everyone. Stop by in the morning for fresh coffee, a specialty coffee drink, or a full breakfast. Come back at lunch, or in the evening for burgers like the Primo Burger, the pulled pork burger, or the mac and cheese burger. Maybe it's a salad, a wrap, a quesadilla, or one of our varieties of pizza. And don't forget to top it off with a sweet treat that puts the cherry on top of a great meal. That's Java Primo on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers! I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
Washita. Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. You see the score right there after one quarter. Washita leading by 6. And the story so far has been the senior guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas, Heidi Robinson. 21 points all by herself. Fellow senior Madeline Tipton takes the first of the quarter, and it won't go. Now on the other end, Reddies for 3, bounces high, and it will not fall. As Willis on the shot. Watson on the right side. Now a drive to the left side. That's going to be Michaela Vation. She puts up a hook shot and gets it to fall.
Great touch on that shot from Vation, who has just checked in.
Vation, a freshman this year at Washita, but already showing the poise of a veteran. And now the Tigers will take it the other way. It's Tipton off of the swipe. Drives straight to the hole, but it's a charge. Great placement there by Riley Samples to force the turnover.
Now the sophomore from Austin, Texas, able to get herself back in transition, get her feet set, and draw the offensive foul, send the possession the other way.
Cardenas brings it up the floor for the Reddies. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter of play. Only one basket so far in this period, and that one belongs to the Tigers. Cardenas hits the first field goal of this quarter for the Reddies. She's up to 10 points on the night. On the other end, Watson got trapped a little bit there. She's going to kick it out to Vation. Vation drives, mid-range floater, can't get it to fall. Cardenas with the defensive board. She's going to take it herself all the way to the other end of the floor. Willis, mid-range pull-up. It was contested, but the shot fell. Now just a 4-point advantage for the Tigers.
Henderson has come out in this second half with some offensive fire.
Pass down low to Harrison, posting up. Gets it over Fairless, but the defense was good enough to send the shot offline. Reddy's on the other end of the floor. Samples in the corner. Tried to pass it inside to a posting up Fairless, but it was tipped by Harrison.
Yeah, that Harrison-Fairless matchup is a matchup to watch all night.
Two players that know each other very well. Shared a depth chart with one another for several years, playing the same position. Willis tries to dump it off. Cardenas is going to bring it back up. Winfrey thought it might be a backcourt violation, but the officials say it was tipped. Shot won't go for Cardenas. And here come the Tigers off the defensive board. Robinson takes it in herself, and she's going to draw the foul, headed to the line for 2.
Tigers shooting 86% from the free throw line here in this game.
Robinson herself, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. These are her first 2 freebies of the quarter. First one is off the front iron and in.
Shooting over 95% from the charity stripe is Robinson.
She was already at 94% heading into this contest, and that average continuing to climb. And it's going to climb even further with another 2 for 2 trip right there. Tigers back up by 6. Reddy's looking for an answer. They've gotten some momentum back on their side here in the second quarter, trying to narrow the deficit. Willis trying to get around Robinson. Good help defense by Vation. She swipes it away. Vation in transition decides to slow things down. Tipton trips up a bit. And it is going to be a turnover for the Tigers. Cardenas driving right side. Took one step too many. There'll be a trailing violation and sends the ball right back the Tigers' way. Robinson again for three. A little bit of a heat check. That one won't fall, but Harrison is right there for the follow-up. Tigers back up by 8.
It's Harrison's second bucket of the afternoon.
Vation again with quick hands on defense. Steals it away. Winfrey in transition. Trying to get around Samples. She got her feet set. And again, it's another charge. The second one she's drawn tonight.
Yeah, she's doing a great job, and both of them have been in transition. You see her get her feet set to an extent, and they get the offensive foul.
Reddies bring it back up. Down by 8 points. Pass down low to Fairless, right where she wants it on the left block. Posting up on Harrison. Tries to go up and over. Shot doesn't go, but a second chance opportunity here off of the offensive board. Lewis, just 4 seconds on the shot clock. Cardenas gonna have to pull the trigger. Gets the triple to fall. That is her first 3 of the night on 4 attempts. And it's a 5-point contest. Harrison posting up, gets it up and over Fairless.
That brings Harrison to 6 points and just a soft touch off that release.
Cardenas goes up, draws contact, but still gets the shot to fall. Robinson trying to find a way around Samples, gets some separation. Shot falls from 3.
Great ball screen there from Abby Harrison, and that gives the shot for Ouachita.
That is Robinson's 5th make from distance tonight on just 7 tries. And in case you need a scoring update, yes, that is 26 points in the first half alone for Robinson. She's got it again here.
And just for context, she's averaging 12 points a game.
A little bit of a heat check there from Robinson. Triple won't fall this time around. Lewis waiting for the offense to get set. Now Cardenas trying to get around Vation, who has been very aggressive on defense. Foul is called. It'll be charged to Vation, who made contact. There will be free throws, but it will have to wait until after the media timeout. Your score with 3:52 remaining here in the second quarter is Ouachita 37, Henderson State 29. And right now we're going to kick it over to Jordan for this quick sideline update.
Yeah, like I said, Heidi Robinson has been on fire. They're taking really high advantage of the man-on-man defense that I'm seeing, but they are getting killed on rebounds. And it's mostly just hustle. And right now, mostly it's just hustle boards that Henderson State's getting, and they're taking advantage of those points, and it's been down to the wire. And if they continue that trend, then that's how the game is going to end. Right now it's 37-29, but like I said, Coach Long understands that Heidi Robinson is on fire with 26 points, 5 for 7 from 3, so I have to anticipate that they're going to keep running that offense through Heidi Robinson, and that's not a bad idea at all.
Thank you so much for that sideline report, Jordan. And we are just about ready to resume action here. Team's getting ready to wrap up the media timeout. And Dalton, like Jordan was talking about, Heidi Robinson has been a key to this offense. It seems like that isn't going to change anytime soon, but the Reddies are likely going to try to do their best to minimize her impact going into the rest of the first half and even into the second half.
Yeah, they've got to do something defensively. You have somebody with 26 points with 3:52 left to go until half. I'm sure in that timeout, they were trying to figure out what can we do defensively not to leave Robinson open, but at the same time, there's other offensive weapons for the Tigers.
Natalie Cardenas starts us off out of the media break with a missed free throw. There you can see some of the Ouachita volleyball players trying to draw Cardenas' attention, draw it off of the free throw. You might see someone there in a purple wig. You may not be able to recognize her in the morph suit she's wearing right now, but that is all-conference volleyball player Emily Adams, who just finished up a stellar career with Tiger volleyball. They're going to be recognized at halftime tonight in the men's game for their 2025 GAC regular season championship. Back-to-back years with conference titles for Tiger volleyball. Meanwhile, turnover for the Reddies. Great opportunity here for Ouachita to extend its lead. Robinson has it on the wing. Good peel off the screen right there. Winfrey gets the bucket and add the foul on top of it.
Yeah, great move there. You see they're working that inside out, and then they go back inside. Peeling off the screen is the Lake Hamilton native to get the basket and the contact.
Pick and roll works to perfection. Now the Hot Springs native with a chance for one more at the line. This one will not fall for the senior. And now Henderson State trying to get those points right back. Raby drives right to the hole. It's off the right side of the rim. Winfrey grabs the board, takes it up herself. Now Robinson will allow the offense to get set. Trying to set another screen there, maybe go right back to the pick and roll. Robinson down to Hubbard, who is standing right behind the free throw line. This shot for three, and it won't go. Strong off the right iron. Second chance opportunity. Watson pulls the trigger. That one won't go. Could the third time be the charm? Great hustle on the offensive boards from Trammell. And this time, Bree Hubbard is going to draw the foul for a chance for two at the line.
Yeah, and that offensive rebounding gave Ouachita 3 extra possessions there and finally able to get the contact and go to the charity stripe. Hubbard just shy of 58% from the charity stripe.
First shot is a bit too strong off the back iron. Hubbard, a freshman from Godley, Texas, playing in her first Battle of the Ravine. And right there she has her first free throw make in a Battle of the Ravine. Now up to 3 points on the night. Willis, tightly guarded by Watson. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Drive straight to the hole. It's short off the front iron. Fairless. Ball's tipped. Last touch by Robinson. Take another look at that last play right here. Trying to go up strong through the contact, and Fairless trying to drive. Robinson pokes it free, and it didn't in fact touch her last. Cardenas misses a mid-range jumper, and now we'll see Ouachita the other way. Watson. Hubbard trying to set a screen for her. Not much going. Watson, good use of the pivot there. Hubbard pulls up from deep. Can't get it to fall. Samples with the defensive rebound for Henderson State. Mid-range jumper off of 1 foot will fall for Macy Willis.
That brings Willis to 6 points in this contest.
Trammell dumps it off to Watson. Watson on the right block, kicks it out to Hubbard. Now Robinson thought about pulling up. Instead, she'll go for a mid-range jumper, and that one won't go, just a bit too strong. Raby pulls up from 3 and can't get it to go. Meanwhile, Fairless goes over the back, and the Tigers will get the ball back. Just her first personal foul of the contest, but the 5th of the period for the Tigers. So now they'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Tigers 1 for 7 in their last field goal. So they've had some offensive success in the first quarter. You get into the second quarter, and Henderson has been able to keep it close, but the fouls have played a part as now Ouachita goes to the line.
This will be free throws number 13 and 14 of the matchup for the Tigers. First free throw will not go for Hubbard.
Ouachita before that free throw was shooting 75% as a team in this Battle of the Ravine matchup.
Good rebound there, though, from Hubbard. She'll go 1 for 2 at the line, and the lead is up to 9 for the Tigers. Ouachita in the bonus for what little is left of this half. Just 40 seconds to go. Fairless trying to drive to the right side of the block. A couple post moves. And again, we see that body control on display, able to hang up just long enough to take the perfect shot.
Yeah, she's able to rotate her body around, not take too many steps, and have great control when she goes up and elevates.
Just about 3 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Tigers can't quite hold for the last shot, but they could make that last shot difficult on the Reddies. Robinson pulls up from distance, won't go. Things are still live. Robinson pulls up, and the shot, they'll say that it was taken just after the buzzer. There's a little bit of craziness going on there at the end of the possession because the shot clock did not reset. Went ahead and went off as if it was still the same possession, but the ball did hit rim, and I think maybe Coach Long will take a look at it. They may even take a look at the shot as well.
To see what they decide about that one. And I believe they're going to come over here and look at it.
So this will be our first official review of the night. And so while they're talking things over, we will stay right here for the replay.
You see Robinson take that shot. It's going to be very close, whether it was out of her hand before the clock hits 0 or not. You see it there, the ball fake.
Looks like the officials are about to make the decision. No basket.
No basket there for Robinson before the buzzer goes.
But still, not much for her to complain about in that first half. 26 points in those first 20 minutes. She'll look to build on that in the second half. But we're about to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, though, because we have the Domino's halftime show with more Tiger basketball here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Sorry about that. You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
That was the Ouachita Dance Team providing some halftime entertainment here at Bill Vining Arena. Don't go anywhere. More of the Domino's halftime show coming up right after this break.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. There are so many threats to IT these days, and we're here to help protect your data and devices. We're also by your side when things simply go wrong, whether it's servers crashing or printers breaking. We cover it all for our clients in all types of businesses. And with over 80 years of history in Arkansas, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. Sign up for a free consultation at captg.com.
Let Domino's cure your cravings by ordering online, calling us at 246-3131, or dropping by and seeing us on Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Join Domino's Rewards and begin earning rewards in just 2 visits. Check out our $6.99 mix and match and make the whole family happy. You might as well throw in a stuffed crust pizza, a sandwich, pasta, stuffed cheesy bread while you're at it. Check out other deals on our app or at Domino's.com.
Welcome back to the Domino's halftime show. We have reached halftime here at Bill Vining Arena. And Dalton, what a start to this game, not only for the Tigers, but Heidi Robinson. She was the story of that first half.
26 points, 8 for 13, 4 field goals, 5 for 9 from beyond the arc, and perfect 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. 26 points in just 17 minutes. That's big. And if you look at the three-point overall, Henderson 1 for 10 from downtown, while Ouachita is 5 for 15. And this is, I thought was interesting, is Henderson actually out-rebounded the Tigers within that first half 20-18, but it has been the beyond the arc shooting courtesy of the Marmaduke native that has catapulted Ouachita into halftime lead here at Bill Vining Arena.
Well, and it's not a surprise to see the Reddies putting up a strong rebound margin. They're one of the best teams in the GAC in that regard, but one of the struggles has definitely been from deep, going just 1 of 10 on those three-point attempts. We were talking about it during the pregame. 2 of the staples of this Henderson team, it's their physicality down low, especially on the boards, which leads to that positive rebounding margin, but it's also their accuracy from outside this year, one of the top three-point shooting teams in the conference. That has not been the case tonight, but you have to feel like if they get some of those shots to fall in the second half, things could narrow quickly with that advantage down in the trenches on the boards.
They definitely could, and I think that one thing, Ouachita's defense has been spectacular within the first half. They've contested the outside edge, and Abby Harrison, Bree Hubbard, 2 players that have played an intricate part in holding Grayson Fairless to a minimal here in the first half.
Another area where the Tigers are succeeding right now, they have forced 6 turnovers compared to just 3 given up. That's been a key to success. Michaela Vation had some great defense in transition, able to use her quick hands to be able to steal the ball away, and that led to some points off of turnovers for the Tigers. They lead in that category as well, 7-5 at the break.
Yeah, and they lead in that category because of hustle. Like you mentioned, Vasion, we saw out here on the elbow. She just got within the passing lane, poked at the ball, was able to get it loose, and then get out in transition, and that turned into points for Ouachita. So very, very active hands defensively.
Ouachita looking at how the half has broken down. For the Tigers, they took the lead, and they haven't looked back since. There hasn't been a lead change since the Tigers put up the first points of the contest. Ready is looking to get back into this one as we go into the second half. Tigers led by as many as 10. That's been cut down slightly to 7. But still, lots of positives to take away from that first half for the Tigers. We've talked a lot about the current Tigers, but we're actually about to talk about some Tiger alumni here and a special event that Tiger alumni can be a part of here in the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to just a couple weekends from now, we're going to have a special alumni weekend for Ouachita women's basketball, and we are going to provide more information as that becomes available. But until then, we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. You're watching the Domino's Halftime Show. This is Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
At Knight Insurance Professionals, we offer local expertise, a professional experience, and the attention to detail that you deserve. Knight Insurance Professionals offers a comprehensive list of commercial and personal insurance products and can fit their products to your needs. Insurance can be complicated. Let us take care of it for you. It's the assurance you're looking for when it comes to protecting what's important to you. Knight Insurance Professionals at 10th and Caddo in Arkadelphia. 870-246-3700. Local, professional, personal.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street or visit their website at printmaniatees.com. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business, Print Mania has been serving the area since 1992. Call Print Mania today at 870-246-3803.
Arkadelphia's newest entertainment option is open and ready for business. Tea Time Sims brings world-class indoor golf simulators to Arkadelphia, allowing you to practice, play, and perfect your swing in a comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page to learn about our monthly tournaments, closest to the pin showdowns and long drive battles. Learn more and book your tee time at teatimegolfarkansas.com.
Chicken Express is a proud supporter of not just the Badgers, but all things Arkadelphia, from elementary to college, and from community activities to church groups. Chicken Express is always willing to support and assist the people in our town. The next time you visit Chicken Express, thank them for their involvement in our community, and definitely don't leave without getting a cup of their Chicken E sweet tea. Located right off exit 73, stop by Chicken Express for your next meal.
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Saturday, February 7th, 2026 is our Lady Tiger Basketball Reunion, which is right around the corner. We invite all past players and coaches to join us for a day of reminiscing with teammates and current players, as well as coaches. Start at 9 a.m. at Tiger Den, and game time is at 1 p.m. It's free to everyone, and we encourage you to bring your family. Please register at www.obutigers.com/WBB alumni. For more information, please contact Teresa Schaefer-Raymond at 713-293-2944. Well, Dalton, we are just about 4 minutes away from the start of the second half. We broke down some of the comparisons and the contrast between these two teams. For the Tigers, looking at some of the strengths that they've had going into this, you can see right there up on the screen the Sweet 16 banner for Ouachita women's basketball, the first Sweet 16 appearance. That team will be recognized as a part of Alumni Day on February 7th. Also being recognized alongside the newly inducted Ouachita Hall of Famer Gary Crowder, the winningest head coach in the history of Ouachita women's basketball. Congratulations to Coach Crowder, also the father of OSDN alum Preston Crowder, or his friends refer to him PC.
Yeah.
So a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Lots of exciting stuff within Tiger Athletics. You look at just like the Crowder legacy, you know, Gary, such a good coach. Preston, now a coach himself at Bismarck. So really, really cool there. When you look at this game, obviously Heidi Robinson is the storyline, but she has had her help. You know, you saw her threes come off a couple screens, and the screens by Harrison and by Hubbard, those have played an intricate part in allowing just enough space for Robinson to get the shot off.
We've also seen the pick and roll from Audrey Winfrey a couple times in this one as well.
Yeah, they've been distributing the ball particularly well. They have been using all aspects of the offense and the defensive side to have the lead that they have here going into the third quarter. Really, really impressed with the team effort from the Ouachita Tigers here early, as they have come off a really slow, long game against Southern Naz last weekend.
Well, we are just about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half, and as the teams make their final preparations out of the locker room, we're going to take one last time out. This wraps up the Domino's halftime show on Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
At Ouachita, we're excited to partner with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, which offers many benefits to alumni and friends, and we want to tell you about one of those.
I'm Dylan McClain, a proud alumni, and I serve as the Vice President and Attorney at the Arkansas Baptist Foundation. The foundation proudly serves as Ouachita's planned giving partner, so if you're considering leaving a legacy gift or want to explore other charitable giving options, we'd love to guide you through that process. If you'd like to learn more about how you can invest in the next generation of Ouachita students, please contact us using the information below.
Go Tigers!
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Just seconds away from the start of the second half of this Battle of the Ravine Showdown, part 1 of 2 of this rivalry in 2026, and the Tigers are in the driver's seat, 41-34.
They are definitely within the driver's seat, and we saw at the end the momentum. And we know that this game is going to be a game of momentum, but Ouachita at times has been able to suck the air out of the Ready bench and out of the Ready fanfare here at Bill Vining Arena that has continued to fill up within halftime as we start this third quarter.
Well, the Tigers took the lead with just 27 seconds off the clock in the first quarter, and they have not relented it since then. But the Reddies going to try to change that right here. Cardenas at the top. She'll pass it off to Ravine. Huggins, pass down low to Fairless. She sensed the size mismatch, but it's going to be a turnover.
Offensive foul there on Fairless. She was pushing off of Robinson there on the block, trying to get something going.
So now the Tigers with their first possession of the second half. Robinson dumps it off to Audrey Winfrey, who in turn will pass it off to Harrison. Space for Robinson. She's got her first triple of the second half, her 6th of the game.
And that ties her career high that she scored in 2023 versus Monticello, and that also ties her made threes in a game.
Certainly been a milestone night. We were talking about it during the halftime break, Dalton. Heidi Robinson had already surpassed her season high in scoring in the first half. She had 24 as her season high coming into this game. She had 26 points over those first 20 minutes, and now the next points that she scores will put her in uncharted territory for her career. Huggins almost traveled there. Good job keeping control. She passes it off to Bassan, who can't hit the triple. Tigers up by 10, tied for their largest lead of the evening. Huggins tries to drive to the left side. Harrison made contact. And now it'll be 2 shots for Huggins. First shot will fall for Brintley Huggins, who is a senior from Pangburn, Arkansas. One of the top 3-point shooters in the conference this season.
Came into this game shooting 60% from the charity stripe.
Heidi Robinson with the ball for Washita. And now a foul will be called on Marley Arabi. Got a little too aggressive there on defense. We've already seen 2 fouls apiece here for both teams. Just 1 minute, 15 seconds off the clock in the second half. Madeline Tipton shakes off the defense, puts up the shot. It's off to the left, no good. Cardenas driving the left side, lost the handle, and it'll be Tiger basketball.
Had a lot of momentum there, and her momentum really kind of carried her. She wasn't able to control the basketball.
Robinson hits another triple. The historic night continues. Her 7th made triple of the game and a new career high for scoring. That makes it 32 points for the senior guard.
Well, an absolute monumental night for her.
Henderson's going to get a couple of those points right back to make this a 9-point ball game. Robinson passes outside. Porter swings it to the corner. Winfrey contested 3. It's off the left iron, but Robinson's right there for the second chance shot. Looked like it might have been tipped. And we've got a foul called on Grayson Fairless. Again, those elbows have been an issue in this one. And we're going to have a timeout here for official review, and they might be reviewing the nature of this foul as well. We might have a flagrant foul on our hands.
Yeah, they could upgrade that one depending on whether they saw Fairless come down with intention or not.
Tensions are high in a rivalry game like this, and this could be a big call coming up. Fairless, a big part of the Reddy's rebounding game, but also their inside offense.
Yeah, she came into this game averaging a double-double, so she has definitely been a part, and we've seen battles down low between Fairless and really Hubbard, Robinson, and Harrison for the Tigers, and they're definitely going to take a look at this one, guys.
The officials are talking things over, getting another look at that last play.
So it looks like they called the jump ball on the floor. They're looking to see if maybe there was some contact that wasn't called there on Fairless after the dead ball.
The possession arrow is favoring the Reddies, so if this stands as just a jump ball, Henderson State will maintain possession.
And this is a big momentum call right here. Trying to figure out whether this is a foul. The refs just looked at it. They're going to go to center court to talk about it, and then we will get our ruling. And Chase, you see a game like this, tensions are obviously high. You know, I Google Earthed it today, and Duke's Wells Center and Bill Vining Arena are 0.57 just about a half a mile apart from each other, and so you have two teams that know each other. They know each other outside of basketball, so anytime they meet on the hardwood, you know it's going to be a physical game with a lot of intensity.
It's been true to the nature of Ballard Ravine, and we're about to get our call. So we have the official ruling. It has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul on Grayson Fairless. But the possession arrow will stay with the Reddies because there wasn't a jump ball.
And that's a big call there because Ouachita gets 2 shots and then they get the ball. So big momentum swing here for Ouachita, possibly get the 2 shots here, and you've got the shooter at the line that you would want in Heidi Robinson. She is a perfect 5 for 5 in this game from the free throw line.
And hopefully she'll be safe from the announcer's jinx on this trip to the charity stripe. First shot falls. Dalton, you're almost in the clear. Let's see if she goes 2 for 2. She does. 34 points for Robinson. And the Tigers will get possession off of the flagrant 1. That was Fairless' 3rd personal foul of the night as well. Robinson driving to the left block, draws contact, bounces around, and it will fall. Robinson can do little wrong tonight. 36 points for the senior leader.
Got the shooter roll on that one, went all the way around the world and rolled in.
Bassan kicks it over to Samples. Now Samples just inside the arc, dumps it off to Brinley Huggins. Signature pump fake. She'll go for the mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. Winfrey takes it up herself in transition, finds Harrison under the basket for 2.
That's great transitional offense for the Tigers. Harrison gets out in front, and her teammate finds her.
Bassan passes it back off. Reddy's going around the perimeter. Baseline J from Cardenas. Tigers take it away. Porter in transition. Going to slow things down here and let the offense get set. Robinson almost thought about pulling up from deep three-point range right from the get-go. Instead, she's going to wait for a better opportunity here, either for herself or one of her teammates.
See if they try to set a ball screen here with Robinson. That's how most of her threes have come, and here it comes from Harrison.
Robinson goes around the defender, and the bank is open.
The bank has been open since the first quarter for Heidi Robinson. Wow.
39 points for Robinson. On the other end, contested shot for Cardenas won't go. The Tigers lead currently sitting at a game-high 18. Another shot from deep. This one will not go, but the fans were all on their feet ready to celebrate a 40-point game. It's always history at Battle of the Ravine, but we are truly witnessing something special tonight.
And just for context, there's not I believe, another Tiger in double figures. Harrison is the closest at 8.
Samples driving the right side, tries to get it open over the defender. Meanwhile, we've got a foul on the floor, and it looks like that one is going to be called on Brooklyn Howell.
Yeah, the freshman from Ripley, Oklahoma, she has checked in the game here in this third quarter.
So, to give you some context, we've still got a quarter and a half left to play, and Heidi Robinson already has the most points of any GAC player in a conference game this year. Harrison up and under, gets it to fall. make it a 20-point advantage for the home team.
And that's great body control from Harrison. She goes up and under the defender.
Reddy's desperately looking to stop the bleeding Samples. Thought about pulling the trigger there from deep. It's been a struggle from long range for the Reddies. Cardenas trying to break the ice. It won't go. And that will take us to our first media timeout of the second half with 4:39 remaining in the third quarter of play. Your score, Ouachita 58, Henderson State 38. This is Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. We're going to send it back over to Jordan for another sideline report.
Yeah, as said by a couple of the announcers, it's been the Heidi Robinson story, and I don't doubt that Coach Long knows it as well, and I think they're going to keep running their offense through Heidi Robinson. I think it's smart, and Henderson State hasn't come out of that man-to-man defense, so I think it's really important that they force-feed her the ball, and this game becomes a blowout as she already has 39 points in 3 quarters with 15 minutes left to play, and I think it's going to be a big game for Heidi Robinson.
Thank you, Jordan, for that update. And it certainly has been quite the game for Robinson. She is getting a much-needed breather right now. Tigers up by 20, and Samantha Watson serving as the floor general right now, taking over for Heidi. Vation kicks it off. Back out to Vation. We'll see if she tries to drive up the middle here. Loses her footing, but not before drawing contact. That is the 5th foul of the period for the Reddies. So Vation's headed to the line for 2 freebies.
That one's going to be on Hal as Vation drove there. Hal just kind of stepped in the lane.
First shot will go for Vation. Vation, a freshman out of Aubrey, Texas. She is up to 4 points on the night. Good bounce pass from Bassan. Contact drawn that time by Kara Hart. She'll head to the line for 2.
Another freshman that is playing on the floor here for Henderson. Hart from Katy, Texas.
A younger core this year for the Rays, though a few familiar faces, especially in that starting lineup. But it has worked well for Jill Thomas and her squad. Strong bounce back year for the Reddies here in 2025-26 thus far. Pass down low to Smith. It's contested. Tried to go up for a second chance opportunity, but the Reddies were able to take away the defensive board. Willis rejected. And here come the Tigers the other way. Vation, left side, pull up, bit strong.
A solid offensive possession there from the Tigers. Vation's shot just a little bit too strong, like you said.
And right there, Vation returning to sender with a rejection. Got stuck in a tough corner there, stolen away by the Reddies. First shot won't go. Ball bounces out of bounds, and it will stay with Henderson State. And Dalton, it looks like we've had a stat update as Heidi Robinson is in fact up to 41 points on the game.
Yeah, 13 of 20 from the field for the Marmaduke native.
Got a foul called on the floor. It's going to be charged to Samantha Watson. We'll see Cardenas here at the charity stripe. Cardenas been a bit of a struggle tonight at the line, 1 for 3, but a good start here. She makes her first of 2.
She's shooting over 81% from the free throw line this season for the Lady Reddies.
She's going to go a perfect 2 for 2 here. That cuts the deficit to 19 points. One more foul against the Reddies. And they too will be in the bonus. Watson looking to inbound, trying to find anybody, and instead, Coach Long, no, it's going to be a 5-second violation. Five-second inbound violation, and the ball's headed back the Reddies' way.
Lewis gonna check in for the Reddies. Huggins will take a seat. Lewis, the transfer from UT Dallas.
Shot from deep, won't go, but Cardenas goes for the second chance. Third time is not the charm either. It's a jump ball. Fortunately for Henderson State, the ball is going to be going their way. But nobody's home to, or excuse me, no, it's going to be going the Tigers' way. Watson, guarded by Lewis. Tipton driving to the right block, draws contact. She'll have a chance for 2 here at the charity stripe.
And one thing about Madeline Tipton is anytime she drives with intention and with power, and we see that here even though she goes through the contact but can't get the shot to fall.
First shot goes for the senior from Bologna, Arkansas. If you can believe it, that's Tipton's first point of the contest. It's not often that she scores for the first time this late in the game, but she's going to get 2 here for the Tigers to bring the lead back up to 21.
And Fairless will check back in to try to establish some post play here for Henderson to claw their way back into this one.
Vation guarding Cardenas. Able to go up and underneath the contact to finish for 2.
That gives Cardenas 22. She's the top scorer for Henderson.
Vation thought about driving in, pulled it back out. Now Tipton, her shot's contested and the ball's taken away by Henderson State. On the other end, it's going to be a blocking foul called on Samantha Watson, trying to draw the charge. And headed back to the line, it'll be Natalie Cardenas.
And that's Watson's third personal foul in this game, and in comes Robinson and Harrison.
And much like Robinson has been for the Tigers, Cardenas has been a significant part of the Reddies' offensive attack tonight, leading all players with 22 points over on the visitors' side. She'll miss her first free throw in this trip, now 3 for 6 at the line in this game. Shooting an even 50% from the floor. Second won't go either. But Samples was right there for the offensive board. Her second chance opportunity won't go. Here come the Tigers. Heidi Robinson trying to put Lewis through the spin cycle, but too much traffic.
dribble handoff has really produced offense for Ouachita.
Size mismatch down low. Foul called on Cardenas. That's going to earn some groans from the visitors. Looked like it was that left arm. Harrison makes her first free throw in this trip.
She got 9 points, 2 rebounds for the Tigers thus far in this contest.
She misses the second, so the Tigers are now 17 of 22 from the line in this contest, compared to 10 of 15 for the Reddies. Tries to throw up a shot while drawing contact, and now Jayla Lewis is heading to the line for 2. First shot is offline. And this one will go for Lewis.
Gives Lewis 3 points on the night.
Shot from Tipton. This one falls. Her first make from the floor tonight.
That gives Tipton 5 on the evening.
No better way to get started from the floor than a triple stolen away by Watson in transition. Skirts around the defenders and gets 2 points off of her own turnover forced. Reddy's trying to answer with a quick response shot. It will not go. And now the Tigers on the other end. Ouachita with a commanding lead. Okay to this clock as much as possible. Gets a screen from Harrison. Kick to the corner. Tipton looking for a second triple. It's a little bit short. Fairless with the board. Reddy's taking it up with less than 10 seconds to go. Robinson trying to swat it away, but she made contact with Cardenas. And it's going to be another trip to the line for the Reddy guard.
Cardenas, the junior from Mesquite, Texas. Bishop Lynch High School.
And a foul is called, drawn by Abby Harrison. Looks like it'll be called on Marley Raby. Indeed it is. That's her third of the contest. A couple players now in foul trouble with 3 fouls for the Reddies. Tigers got to be careful as well. Samantha Watson has 3 fouls of her own. And now we'll see what Harrison can do. First shot rattles down and in.
Harrison shooting just shy of 68% from the charity stripe, and that percentage will climb with those 2 makes.
Just under 5 seconds for the Reddies to get off a shot. Huggins in traffic. Samuel's going to send up a prayer, and it's going to be a little bit short and off to the left. That will be the final play of this third quarter. With 10 minutes left, your score, Ouachita 70, Henderson State 45. We'll be back with more Battle of the Ravine action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law, after this.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, You need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Chase Hartzell joined by Dalton Reed. And the Tigers just 10 minutes away from a third straight Battle of the Ravine victory over Henderson State. Reddies will open the quarter with possession, trying to cut into that deficit however they can. Robinson still out there on the floor for the Tigers, along with several other starters. Shot is short. Tipton comes up with the rebound. Tigers in transition. Tipton takes it herself, fights through the contact, and goes coast to coast for 2 quick points.
Great speed there by Tipton to get out in front of the Henderson defense.
Meanwhile, Huggins couldn't keep that foot planted. It's a traveling violation, and the ball is heading back the Tigers' way. Robinson guarded by Samples. Ball's tipped away. Official indicates contact, so no worries about a backcourt violation there. Screen by Hubbard. Trying to find space is Robinson. It's contested. She draws contact and gets a chance for 2 here at the free throw line. And Dalton, this is a historic trip to the line for Robinson. If she gets 2 points here, it would bring her to 43 points, which would tie the Tigers' NCAA record for scoring. That belongs to Aspen Thornton, who had 43 against Arkansas Tech back in 2021. And now the magic number is 1, off of tying that record. Second one won't go, so the 43rd point will have to wait. Masson kicks it out to Samples. Samples fires away. It's too strong. Fairless fighting for the rebound. And she will draw a foul here. And Fairless is shaken up a little bit, so she'll head over to the bench. And we'll see Kara Hart out there in her place. Huggins trying to inbound, finds Samples. Going for a quick shot off the inbound, it won't go. Credit the defensive board to Hubbard. Tigers lead by nearly 30 with just over 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Robinson for 3. Can't get it to go. Another milestone to keep an eye on is the GAC scoring record. Robinson within striking distance with 42 points. The record is 48. Huggins from deep three-point range, and she gets it to fall all the way from the West Rock Coffee logo.
Beautiful shot there from Huggins.
Tipton driving left side. Able to bounce off the contact and finish.
That gives her 9 for this game.
All 9 of those points scored here in the second half. Raby, guarded by Robinson, puts up a shot, and I believe they're going to get Robinson for the foul. That is her 3rd of the contest. Also the second foul of the quarter for the Tigers. Ravine can't get the first one to go. It's off to the left a little bit.
Ravine, the sophomore from Mount Vernon Enola High School up in North Arkansas.
Ravine will split at the line, making this a 26-point ball game. Tipton swings it over to Robinson. Robinson drives to the hole. It's short. Robinson's second chance points, and Ouachita has a new NCAA era scoring queen.
Robinson fights through the contact on that possession.
Traveling violation on the other end. It's Tiger basketball. Robinson passes Aspen Thornton, who set the single season scoring record for the Tigers back in 2021, averaged over 23 points per game. That not only led the team, not only led the conference, that led all of D2 that year. Robinson bounce pass down low. Hubbard unable to corral it as it was tipped by Reddy, and so it will stay with the Tigers. Robinson the one set to inbound. From the baseline, she goes to Hubbard. Now Robinson.
Trying to work off that screen there. She goes baseline.
Tries to go cross court to Michaela Vation, but it's stolen away. Willis in transition. Draws contact, late whistle. But a foul indeed, and now the Reddies with a chance for two more at the charity stripe. There's a little bit of difference in the scorebook and the scoreboard right now. Scoreboard reads 77-50, but the scorebook reads 77-52. Second shot falls. So based on the scoreboard right now, it's 77-51 Tigers. Tipton, fadeaway jumper, just rims out.
And good look there from Tipton, but just can't get the shooter's roll.
Huggins looking for a triple. It won't go. And with that dead ball, the Reddies will take a chance to talk things over with 6:07 remaining in the ball game. Your score, Ouachita 77, Henderson State 51. This is Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
I've heard people say Ouachita. Ouachita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the contest. Tigers with a commanding 26-point lead. Robinson, the story of the night, guarded by Willis. Now Hubbard has it at the elbow. Kick out to Robinson for three. Rims in and out, but Vation Great effort on the offensive board. They're going to give it back to Robinson. Another try for three, and this one is nothing but net. History is within grasp. We could be on the cusp of the first 50-point game in Great American Conference history. Shot won't go. Hubbard dumps it off to Robinson, and all eyes are on the senior guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas. 47 points. Already an NCAA era record for the Tigers. One off of the conference record, and just 3 points away from the first 50-point game in GAC history. She drives, gets the bucket and the foul. You have a new single-game GAC scoring queen. And now all that separates Robinson from becoming the first player in conference history to score 50 points in a game is one single free throw.
Wow.
Crowd is on its feet. And the shot falls. And even 50 points on the night for Heidi Robinson. Another milestone as she becomes the first GAC player ever to score 50 points in a game.
Absolutely writing her own history book tonight here at Bill Vining Arena. And we talked about pregame. These games write history, and that's absolutely what we're seeing tonight here, Chase.
It doesn't get much better than this. Not to mention, it's Battle of the Ravine 2, biggest atmosphere of the year, and Robinson has certainly risen to the occasion. The Tigers have ridden the hot hand, and it has worked to perfection. Robinson pulls up again, and why not? This one will not go.
That is her 17th three attempt on the game, and she's made 9 of them. And we still got 4.5 minutes left to go in this one.
Still plenty of excitement to be had, and we'll see if we see any substitutions. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have a review.
See what they take a look at here as they head over here.
So Henderson is challenging the call that the ball went out of bounds off of a ready.
Coach Thomas with the challenge.
Looks like the case that may be made here by Henderson stays that Ravine tipped it, but then you got to keep an eye on Fairless here. Does she reach out and touch it at the end? Looks like it just went over her head.
Yeah, like you said, if Ravine tipped that one's going to be out on the Tigers, and Henderson will take possession. That will be a successful challenge for Henderson. We'll have to see what they come up with.
Officials looking from multiple angles, making sure they got everything as right as it can be. Regardless, it's going to be a block for Michaela Ravine, who has had a great defensive night, both down low and creating steals that led to transition points for the Tigers.
Yeah, she's done a great job of really getting her hands in the action where it needs to be, and getting in contested shots like you saw with that one. She's able to get her hand on that one. So very, very great hustle night from Michaela Ravine.
Officials talking things over, finalizing a decision. And I think Heidi Robinson is realizing that history has been made. I think it's starting to sink in. Her teammates are surrounding her. And I think she just received the news. I don't think she realized she had 50.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows it's the record now.
You can tell she can barely contain her excitement. Just in a game like this, you almost have to shake your head in disbelief. It's your first time playing your rivals this season in your senior year, and to go out and do something that not only no Tiger has ever done, but no player in GAC history has ever done. This is a night that Ouachita fans won't soon forget, and neither will Robinson.
No, definitely not.
Undoubtedly the best game of a storied college career. And there are still chapters left to write. Cardenas, shot is off, and a good effort there by Willis trying to save it, but it will go out of bounds off of the ready guard.
And scoring is nothing new for Heidi Robinson as she checks out of the game with 4:06. Over 2,000 points in her Marmaduke High School career, so an absolute stellar night. Ends it with a perfect 50.
Embraced by her teammates, and now the milestone can sink in. The job is done, and now all that's left to do is for the Tigers to hang on for a third straight Battle of the Ravine victory. Great opportunity for some younger players here. Porter gets a screen from Hubbard off the pick and roll, tries to go up and under the defender, that's Huggins, but it won't fall. Reddy's on the other end, pull-up jumper from Willis. It doesn't go. Hubbard with the defensive rebound for the Tigers. Looks like we may see even more fresh faces for the Tigers here in just a moment. 3 players have stepped over to the scorer's table, and Samantha Watson will draw a foul off of the contact from Willis.
And she really, as she drove there on the left-hand side, she really hit the accelerator for the last 18 or so feet to draw that contact underneath the defender.
Well, fans, when this historic game ends, don't forget to stay tuned for our post-game show sponsored by Chicken Express. We'll hear from Coach Long and perhaps even hear from the history maker herself, Heidi Robinson. Shot doesn't go for Watson. And meanwhile, miscommunication by the Reddies, and it's going to go straight back to the Tigers. So we'll go ahead and read who all is on the floor right now. Ruby Trammell out there, joined by Brooke Smith, as well as Aubrey Henderson. Austin Olin, the freshman from Bryan, Arkansas, also out there for the Tigers. And, of course, Bree Hubbard. Meanwhile, it looks like they're going to get Ruby Trammell for the foul, perhaps an illegal screen or illegal contact of some kind. Hassan dumps it off to Raby. Raby kicks it out to the corner. Willis trying to create some separation, tightly guarded by Olent. Tries to drive to the hole, it's stripped away. Aubrey Henderson, the one who took it away for the Tigers.
The freshman from Jasper, Arkansas.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Austin Olent with 2.
Some freshmen making some impact here in this latter fourth quarter.
Always great to see underclassmen getting valuable experience, especially in an atmosphere like this. Olent gets a screen from Hubbard. Brooke Smith passes down low to Hubbard. She didn't realize the pass was coming. And it'll go out of bounds. Ready basketball. And so for the Tigers, a win not only tonight secures bragging rights until the second meeting, but it also moves them up into a tie with Henderson in the GAC standings.
Yeah, and this was a big game. We saw in the pregame the GAC standings for the women are just so compacted within the teams.
Riley Samples hits a shot from the elbow to cut the lead down to 32. Vation drives left side, finishes with the left hand for 2.
And everything is going right offensively for the Tigers here as they are nearly 90 points in this contest.
Well, we expected quite a few points in this one. I think everyone just expected them to be a little more evenly distributed. It's been a struggle tonight for the Reddies, especially from three-point range. But again, we've seen what this team is capable of, and especially with the second meeting taking place at Duke Wells Center next month, anything can happen. This season series is far from over, but the Tigers certainly starting it off with an exclamation point.
Maybe 2.
Nick Long can barely contain his smile right now. His first Battle of the Ravine matchup. Now it's not even contained at all. Just a pure grin. His first Battle of the Ravine, his first Battle of the Ravine win. Samples from deep. Doesn't go. Bassan is going to corral the offensive rebound. Shot clock goes back to 20. Another chance here for the Reddies. Samples passes down low to the left block. Some solid defense here from Olent. Forces an errant shot. And almost a miscommunication there that led to a ready turnover. Instead, the shot clock is going to reset. Bassan from the corner won't fall.
Missed opportunities there from the Reddies. You have 2 or 3 shots that are all makeable and can't convert.
This will probably be the next to last offensive possession for the Tigers. I imagine the next shot we see will be their last. And Olent paints the final stroke on what has been an offensive masterpiece tonight for the Tigers. 89 points against their rivals. Bassan trying to get 2 points right back. It doesn't go. Second chance opportunity is put up by Brooklyn Howell. She draws contact and she's headed to the line for 2.
Howell, the 5'11" freshman from Oklahoma, she gets some minutes within this game. Her and Fairless have really been alternating down low.
Also, another stat update from tonight. We mentioned that Heidi Robinson became the first player in GAC history to score 50 points. She's just the 32nd player in D2 to accomplish that feat, all time.
Wow.
Credit to our own Isaac Bourne, all the way from Kentucky for that stat. Tigers are going to dribble it out, and you can paint the first Battle of the Ravine of 2026 purple. The Tigers with a historic 89-56 victory. And Casey Modal reiterating what we have heard tonight, what we have seen tonight. We are all witnesses to history. 50 points for Heidi Robinson, and now she is going to get ambushed by her teammates, and rightfully so. In one of the biggest games of the season, she steps up with one of the best performances in Ouachita women's basketball history. And I can tell you, Dalton, in over 70 years of Ouachita women's basketball, there have been a lot of great performances. This one stands out as one of the all-time greats.
It really does. You have performances that are so great, but Robinson comes out shooting so hot. She ended the night 16 of 27 from the field, 9 of 16 from beyond the arc, and 9 of 10 from the charity stripe. In under 30 minutes, she only registered 29 minutes on the books here tonight. So absolutely stellar night for the senior Marmaduke Greyhound, and that is history writing itself. Congratulations to Heidi Robinson.
The Tiger Walk has commenced, and in just a second we are going to hear from Heidi Robinson and Coach Long. Don't go anywhere. The Chicken Express post-game show is coming to you right after this quick break.
Owned by Ouachita alumni, Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more in downtown Arkadelphia is a must-stop for everyone. Stop by in the morning for fresh coffee, a specialty coffee drink, or a full breakfast. Come back at lunch, or in the evening for burgers like the Primo Burger, the Pulled Pork Burger, or the Mac and Cheese Burger. Maybe it's a salad, a wrap, a quesadilla, or one of our varieties of pizza. And don't forget to top it off with a sweet treat that puts the cherry on top of a great meal. That's Java Primo on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia.
At Berry and Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry and Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry and Turnage, Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
All right. Welcome back to Tiger Basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. It's a little bit of tight quarters here, but for good reason. I am joined by Coach Long and Heidi Robinson. First off, Coach, your first battle of the Ravine, you get to cap it off with a win. What did it feel like to be a part of this experience for the first time?
I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot better than what we just pulled off tonight. I mean, it's really easy, you know, when you got someone that's just on fire like Heidi was tonight. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that you could do with her this evening. Defensively, they tried just about everything in the book, and she still went and got it done. In a game where really and truly offensively we weren't great. As a group, as a whole group. Now, Abby had some good buckets and some good looks. Tip had a rough night shooting tonight too, but she found her rhythm, found her way into the game a little bit in the third and fourth quarter. But it didn't really matter when we had Heidi out here shooting it like she was shooting tonight.
Well, Heidi, you're no stranger to battle the Ravine, but you are the first player in Great American Conference history to score 50 points. What does it feel like to do that, not only for the first time, but to do it in an environment like this, in a Battle of the Ravine game?
I couldn't think of a better place to do it. We have a great atmosphere here with a lot of fans, and they just made it really fun.
Did you realize that you had the record when you took that shot?
They kind of said something in the timeout before, so I had a little bit of an idea, yeah.
So, Coach Long, as we get ready to wrap up this post-game show, how do wins like these carry over into the second half? How do you build on that momentum, especially with an unusual weekend coming up due to icy weather? Yeah,
I mean, it's nice to have a little bit extra time, you know, to get ready for Harding and everything on Saturday, or on Monday, hopefully on Monday, depending on how this winter weather shows up and what it looks like. But really proud of how we came back. I mean, we could easily held our heads after the SNU game, losing by one in overtime in a game where we really had it won, you know, two, 3 different times, and just kind of some things happened and the ball didn't bounce our way, and they snuck out of here with a 1-point win. So to bounce back and you know, play in a game with Henderson with the crowd in here and win by 33 is really impressive. It says a lot about this senior group. They're a fun group to coach. They're a joy to be around every day. I mean, we don't have a bad day coming in here with them. They come in, they get their work done. We breathe a lot of confidence into them. They breathe a lot of confidence in themselves, and you see that with how they're playing this year.
Well, congratulations, Heidi, on this historic moment. Congratulations, Coach, on your first Battle of the Ravine win. All right. Hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, first of many.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for the Chicken Express post-game show. Again, a historic win tonight for the Tigers in the women's matchup, their 3rd straight victory over the Reddies. But we're not done with basketball yet. The men's game is still to come here in just about 15 minutes. We'll kick off the pregame show here in just a few moments on a new stream. Until then, on behalf of my broadcast partner Dalton Reed, thank you for tuning in to Tiger Basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. We'll see you in just a few moments.
Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the